Hey, edgelords, thanks so much for tuning in on your internet tuner. We want you to hit subscribe. Isn't that right, Robby?
That's right. That way you'll get the episodes as they come out every single Wednesday.
You need it, and you want it.
Graham.
Oh, God.
It's that time of the week again.
Oh, man.
You seem very apprehensive today.
Oh, boy. I didn't have my coffee this morning, but it's time for the Edgelords.
Ooh, okay, that was a good one today. I feel good about that one.
I feel better now.
Last week we really messed it up.
I'm really riding the snake now.
Last week you were doing what?
Woo!
like riding the snake?
Yeah!
I don't like that expression.
You don't like it?
I kind of like it. I just don't know what it means.
That's
really.
when I get hopped up on goofballs. I ride the snake.
Hopped up on goofballs.
When I do my barbiturates.
Oh, that's very. You went very technical. You went from very slangy to very technical.
Yes.
Yeah, from ride the snake to do my barbiturates.
I do my barbiturates.
What is a barbiturate?
I think it's some sort of an upper.
An upper, huh?
And I also I do my poppers.
Oh yeah, poppers.
Yes.
Huh? You do your jimmies.
My jimmies.
We've done this before.
Yeah.
We've done this before, and I said jimmies immediately, which is yeah. I don't. Do quaaludes still exist?
Ludes?
Yeah.
No, hard to get ludes these days.
You there's don't know
always
guy?
There's always these like rumors of all these like like a cachet of 1970s drugs.
Yeah.
That has been found in some like
people want the ludes. So
they want
bad.
ludes.
Yeah.
Like some old gay guy dies in West Hollywood.
Yeah.
And then they search his closet and there's just a bag of
He's
ludes
still got quaaludes
and poppers.
What was so special about quaaludes? Like, why were they so good that people they just had to look? Because opioids are killing like millions of people every year, and they keep cranking out opioids.
Yes.
What was so special about quaaludes? They're like, this is so good. We need to stop making them.
That's a good point. I think a lot of people died.
More than from opiates?
Maybe. They're made in like bikers' bathtubs.
We got to get some quaaludes.
Yeah.
You and I need quaaludes. We should go on a quest for the last quaalude. Graham and Robby search for the last quaalude.
Yeah. Oh man, we record a pod on ludes.
Ooh, a lude pod.
Just go for how would we find?
I don't know.
What do a quest like that entail?
Someone's got. It's not like the chemicals that make it are gone. Someone's got the ingredients. They should be able to make quaaludes again. You know what? I think like designer drugs like that should be like the McRib. Where it's like for all of June, the quaalude is back. Come get your quaaludes.
You just go to like a biker's clubhouse.
Yeah.
Ludes are back.
Ludes are back. Yeah. People would be so excited. The rush there would be on this place to get ludes.
Speed. Good old-fashioned speed.
Speed is back, baby.
It's April.
at old-fashioned biker clubhouse.
Yeah.
July is speed month.
Come on down to the Rock Machine on Henry Street. Yeah, man.
Well, how was your week, Graham?
This week in Edgy.
I'm glad you asked. Well, I'm looking for an apartment, and I don't have any money.
That makes it hard.
It's tough to find an apartment when you didn't have a real job to start with.
Yes.
And now that's gone.
Yes. It's so hard to show a landlord this podcast. Be like, I don't have a credit score, but have you seen this quaalude riff we just went on?
Listen to the bumpers, for God's sakes.
Certainly I'll be able to pay rent.
There's a guy almost coming, but not coming, and that's gold. You get it?
It's as good as cash.
It's just some Russian man.
Yes. What is this edging you speak of?
Edging.
The point of sex is finish sex.
You finish it. Yeah.
You start, you finish job. This is problem with American.
And then your wife take care of baby. and then you smoke cigarettes in front of store.
I like this landlord.
Hey Johnny, fuck you. He's a good
guy. I like this guy.
He's a good Mexican.
Is a Mexican named Johnny?
He's okay. Yoni.
You have a cool landlord.
Yeah.
So you're looking for apartments still. The hunt continues.
The hunt continues. But I actually think I found a place. I put down a deposit. I haven't signed anything yet.
Never sign anything. That's the secret to apartment hunting.
But I did give them quite a bit of money,
Uh-huh.
and I was apparently my application was successful. I was able to lie. I said I was in marketing,
Okay. Yeah.
and I got one of the comedy club owners to say that I was in digital marketing for their comedy club.
Oh, nice.
And I also did comedy on the side.
Okay. Yeah. Smart. Because if comedy's your primary thing,
You
you're
don't
not
want
getting
that.
an apartment.
No. It's a pandemic. I do comedy.
You're better off with the fake job of digital marketing for
Yes.
a comedy club. Yeah.
Yes. And I was able to cobble together a bunch of like 1099s, and they were not a lot of money, and I might have done a little bit of foraging.
Yeah.
And
that's
forging.
That's a big part
Yeah.
of the life of a professional stand-up comic is forging documents
Forging,
so
it
you
is.
can acquire things.
It really
It
is.
truly is.
I
yeah.
can't get a guarantor because my parents are Canadian. So, and also they don't have jobs.
Yes.
They're 72.
Right.
So it's just like I can't ask my my mentally handicapped brother to be a guarantor. He's the only employed guy in the family.
It seems like he's your best bet for guarantor. He'll sign.
He'll talk his ear off about Star Wars and he'll eventually hang up. That's my plan.
It's so funny. Every time you describe your severely autistic brother to me, he just sounds like every adult man that I know. There's not a man I know who won't talk my ear off about Star Wars.
Yeah, Star Wars.
And then get off the phone. Spider-Man. Peter is the whole thing is regular people have shifted towards all being some level of extremely autistic. That Peter is now the alpha ultimate male that we all aspire to be.
Yeah.
Someone who will just dominate a conversation to tell you about their Star Wars fan theory and Spider-Man.
Yes. Yeah. I felt at home immediately when I started doing comedy because a lot of male comedians are fully autistic. And they're just talking about wrestling, Spider-Man, and Star Wars. And I'm like, I know this guy.
Yes, I grew up with this guy for sure. Yeah, comics love wrestling.
Yeah, are you, and they my brother has they all have the same body.
Yeah,
my brother has the same body as they do.
Yeah,
it's just great. My brother's they have the same amount of sex.
Not a lot.
Not a lot. Yeah. Not any. My brother is a horny guy, even though he has autism. Well, of course, it doesn't matter if you have autism or not. You're still
at the base of humanity is horniness.
Whatever
your affliction is, whatever you are inside, you are horny.
And every time I have I generally date feminists, and which is good.
Why do you think that is? Like, do you seek out? Are you on a feminist chat board for dating, or you just you're attracted to feminists? What is it?
I think that the only woman I grew up with in my house was a feminist. So that's my archetype of a woman.
Gotcha.
I don't think it's because I want to have sex with my mom.
Well, it sounds like that's what you're telling me.
My earliest memory is breastfeeding, and I like it.
Or do you consider yourself a male feminist?
Yeah, I guess so. Sure, of course. I think everybody is.
I don't.
Even
I don't
people
consider myself because I don't consider myself a male feminist because I think it's a ridiculous term. I'm just a feminist, right? And then women, feminists are feminettes. So I'm a feminist, and women feminists are feminettes. But we all believe the same thing.
Or femedians.
Yes, the femedian. Stand up
femedians.
Oh, femedians.
Yeah.
Just doubling both ends of that. Yeah.
No, and so I date. Generally, I date feminists, and it's funny to watch them experience male sexuality unaffected by any societal encumbrances.
Yeah.
So I just had a girlfriend, and then he just couldn't not look at her. She had an exposed shoulder. It was 15 years ago, and people would wear shirts like that.
I remember.
And he would just look at her shoulder, look at her shoulder, and she was like, I'm like, hey, she'd be like, hey, Peter. I'd be like, Peter, you got to look at her. And be like, okay. And then he'd look at her, and his eyes would just slowly
drift down,
glance at her. And so the other day I'm FaceTiming with my girlfriend, and Peter could hear her in the background briefly as I as he came up on screen, he's like, "Who's there?" Because he knows he gets excited.
He gets excited. Yeah,
he's so excited to talk to a woman that isn't 72.
Right.
And it's like, "Oh, it's Julia." And he's like, "Oh, okay. Can I talk to her?" And I'm like, "Of course." And so I swivel the screen around, and he looks at her, and he gets a little flush in the face, and he puts his chin down, and he goes, "Hey, babe."
Oh, your brother he's honestly my hero. I love him so much.
Yeah. I'm like, "Hey, man, you can't hit on my girlfriend in front of me."
Yeah. Given the opportunity, your brother would go behind your back with your girlfriend.
No question.
Immediately.
No question.
God, he's such an alpha. He's such a powerhouse.
He is. Okay, dude, there was this one Thanksgiving where he got a little too drunk.
Yeah.
And all of the cousins had girlfriends or wives or whatever, ages from 18 to 35.
Yes.
And he got drunk, and what he did is he would give the boyfriends or husbands wet willies. And then he would tickle their girlfriends.
I mean, this is the ultimate alpha move, right? Because nothing is more degrading than getting a wet willy from a man. So he's embarrassing.
And he's big.
Yes. So he's cucking these men in front of their wives and girlfriends, and then immediately hitting on the wives and girlfriends.
Yes.
Oh, Peter he's a hero.
Yeah. He's a hero. He's a trailblazer in mild sexual assault.
Like, yes, yeah, just gentle, just little, yeah. But look, imagine you're sitting in a bar, you're out somewhere in Brooklyn, friends of yours, you're having a good time, you're drinking, and a man approaches your table, and he sees you, and then he sees you're sitting across from you as the woman you're with, and he confidently strides up to the table, and then he just puts his finger in his mouth and then just wet willies you while making eye contact with your girlfriend the whole time, and then just kind of shoves you off to the side and then just locks eyes with the girlfriend
and goes
and then tickles her.
He does it in such a cute way. It's not scary.
Yeah.
But there was a big discussion about that.
Yes.
How you don't touch women without asking and all, and there's like things you forget that you need to tell somebody with a disability.
Yes. Yeah.
They're like, "Oh yeah, he's gonna have 6 beers."
Yes.
We were like, "What? Why is he acting like this?" And we found the chair he was sitting in. There was like 6 empty tall cans.
Yeah.
We're like, "Aha."
I got it. Wait, how often does Peter drink?
Oh, he drinks. Well, we don't know. He lives alone.
Yeah.
Semi-assisted. And every once in a while, he'll be like, "I went to the beer store and I returned the cans and I got $6." And I'm like, "What?"
Oh my God. At 5 cents a can?
Yeah. So, it's honestly, we're like trying to figure out how to curb that.
I'm mortified. I'm so embarrassed for us we're doing this podcast about like trying to be edgy, and we're not 1/10 of the edgelord that Peter is.
No.
Who's just ripping through tall boys at home and hitting on chicks and putting men in their place and watching wrestling.
Yeah.
He's honestly my hero.
He's been bored in the pandemic and drinking more, but he didn't drink all of January. He self-imposed. We didn't tell him, and he's not gonna drink anymore until April. He said self-imposed.
He picked April.
Yeah.
Okay.
He likes to quit things cold turkey.
I like that.
He was like, "No more Spider-Man movies until April."
You gotta. It's also funny too, because like I would think like I'm not super familiar with autism, but maybe a part of it is like you probably struggle to assess like situations and social cues and that type of stuff, right? That's like a part of it. So to have that in your brain, but then also recognize like I have a problem that I need to handle.
Yeah.
It must be so far out of hand for him to be like, I really need to get this under control.
Honestly, this is true. He doesn't want to gain weight and look and act like Barney from this Barney Gumble from The Simpsons.
That's a great goal to have.
He's like, "Am I like Barney?"
Yeah.
I'm like, "Not yet, but you're getting there." And he's like, "Oh, well, no beer until April." And you're like, "Great."
That was an absolutely great goal to have. Yeah. I once again, points for Peter, who has become, I think, maybe my god by the end of the podcast.
I'm excited Robby, about our new sponsor.
One of my favorite sponsors, actually. This is a new product, but this is our first ever sponsor. It's the same company.
Yeah, it's a subsidiary of our first ever sponsor.
That's right.
Alpha Cunt.
Which is a subsidiary of S.E. Johnson Wax.
Another family company.
A family company.
A family company.
That's right.
And it feels good to do advertising for a family company.
And it feels good to advertise because that's how we make money.
I can't believe how much merch we are moving with this podcast and how much money we're making.
We are rich beyond our wildest dreams, and we're only 5 episodes in. Who would have thought podcasting was so lucrative?
Thank you, Alpha Cunt.
Thank you. That's right. From the makers of Alpha Cunt comes a new energy drink, Drone Strike Energy.
It's delicious.
One sip of Drone Strike, and you'll obliterate tiredness like it's an Iraqi wedding.
And it's sugar-free, so it's guilt-free, just like being a drone pilot. Drone Strike Energy is the first energy drink to include trace amounts of jet fuel.
And how much is trace amounts, you might ask? Well, 1 tablespoon.
And the rest is just Starbucks coffee and French fry grease.
Love that combo. You know, Drone Strike Energy will make you feel like a predator, but this time you won't have to register with the government and tell your neighbors.
God, I hate that part.
It's the worst. Drone Strike Energy. Drink it, you pussies. All right.
Yeah.
I hope people go out there, get that. Fantastic product. You're going to love it.
It's a family company.
But it sure is. But we're ready for our guest. So please welcome to the show the amazing, talented, and funny Rosebud Baker. Okay. Oh, my God. This is so exciting. We have our first lady guest on the show of all time.
Guest Lord. Welcome, Daddy.
There's no special welcome mommy. It's,
We
it's
should
just
do a welcome mommy
well,
for our
she's a
ladies.
daddy. She's a guest lord. It's welcome daddy.
Yeah.
And this is, of course, the day after International Women's Day.
That's right.
Which Graham and I took off to put women in their place online. That's an important one for us.
Yeah.
So welcome, Rosebud Baker, everybody.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate it. I do have daddy energy, so thanks.
You have big daddy energy.
You have divorced daddy energy with that empty apartment behind you.
Yeah, you should see the fridge.
Yeah.
The fridge has real divorced dad energy.
Just Chinese food.
Week old Chinese food.
No, it's empty.
Yeah.
She took everything.
She took the ice trays. She took the ice trays.
She took my round ice ball trays for my whiskey.
We have one of those.
What the hell?
Never use it.
Of course you do.
Never use it, but we do have one. Okay, so look, this podcast, Rosebud, who I guess we should say for the people, Rosebud, you've been on you've Comedy Central, you are touring all over the place. You have Find Your Beach podcast, as well as I think you have other podcasts as well, right? Or is that just the one right now?
I do. I have Find Your Beach, but I do have another podcast that I started myself called Devil's Advocate with Rosebud Baker, but I have really dropped the ball on that.
Sure. Yeah.
So we'll just go with Find Your Beach.
Keeping a podcast going is almost impossible, I've discovered in this past month. It's the hardest thing in the world.
It's so hard.
Really?
It's a job.
I mean, the problem is, like, especially if you do one with a partner who's just dead weight, like, you know, having to carry someone over the finish line every single week, just a talentless shell of a human that you need to kind of, I mean, I don't know if this is universal, but
this is starting to
you
hurt.
sort of have to coach them to make eye contact, and you gotta, you know, it's like every night I gotta ice my shoulders because it hurts.
Oh, it's so much work. Yeah.
I think this is violence against people with mild autism.
I've started seeing a chiropractor.
Yeah.
So anyway, this is about my lovely and fantastically talented co-host Graham and I trying to become more edgy. So we like to have on our edgy comic friends to kind of get some advice, talk edge with them. But before we do that, we want to make sure they're edgy. So we have our edgy lightning round in which Graham and I are going to assess just how edgy you are.
So buckle up.
Shit. Okay.
And we will, at the end of this, rate you on a level of edginess of 1 to 5 kettlebells.
Do we have an edgy lightning round bumper?
Do we have an edgy lightning round bumper?
Edgy lightning round.
It's electric. That's right.
There it is.
Shall I go kick it off or should
Yeah, you can kick it off.
Rosebud Baker. What is your favorite drug?
My favorite drug?
Mm-hmm.
You're saying as a sober person, can I pick anything?
You sure can, yeah.
And you can pick stuff for when the before times when you used to really rock out.
I'm gonna say. I mean, I have to go with booze because that was my favorite. I have to say booze. It's not the most exciting one, but it'll get you. It'll fuck with your life the most. in
Yes. Oh yeah.
it'll really fuck with your life, you know?
Yeah.
So easy
And
to get. So easy to fuck
So
your life
socially
up.
acceptable
So,
as
yeah.
well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can. So it's like a socially acceptable way to make an absolute unacceptable asshole out of yourself.
Yeah. How long, when you were drinking, how long of a period of your life was that?
I started drinking when I was 17, and I didn't stop until I was 23.
That's a good run. Those are peak drinking years. You can really, because you're already at those ages, even before alcohol is involved, you are a fucking idiot and a mess. You know, 17 to 23,
Absolutely.
you're making bad decisions sober.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's the thing, you know, it affects your judgment, but you don't have any anyway.
Right.
So
So it's kind of a wash. If there's a point in your, and that's the message of this podcast, if there's a point in your life to become an alcoholic, do it from 17 to 23.
I mean, that's actually not a bad.
absolutely.
Yeah. I will say this, going back to it being more socially acceptable. I was dating a woman, and she had.
So he says.
Well, I never really got to the bottom of that one, but that's another story.
Like we weren't gonna believe you.
I was dating a woman.
I just fully changed the input behind us on the TV accidentally, which is
Wait, what the hell is
fantastic.
that?
It's a movie. We can't even legally show it, probably. Give me my input.
For God's sake.
Yeah, don't worry. Just keep this thing going.
Yeah, you guys are I'm gonna press charges.
This is a mess. This
What
is a real
the
mess. Oh
fuck
my
is
God,
this
there's an
little
Asian
kid?
child speaking to us now.
I don't like this at all.
No, I've messed this up bad.
And he's not
He's
even
doing
Asian.
great.
He could be some sort of a
I've me-
Hispanic.
I've messed this up real bad.
You guys, that's the newest Netflix special. Okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, she in my opinion had a problem in any kind of metric, had a drinking problem, and her family, as a stocking stuffer one Christmas, brought her like a little joke book about how to cure hangovers because she drank so much.
Oh, so the family was in on the cute. Like, you have a serious problem, and we're gonna make it cute for you.
I was like, guys, like,
Yeah.
you know, if it was like heroin, just like, you know, they'd be like, "Well, this is how you. Here's a good way to get clean needles." Little fun little book.
I feel like, you know what I've noticed is that people do that with parenting all the time. They'll be like,
Yeah.
I'm a mom, so I have to start drinking at noon. And it's like, that's a serious issue. Like, if you can't
Yeah.
spend time,
Yeah, you should
if you
actually.
can't spend time with your child.
And if you were a man who did that and it wasn't white wine, it was just whiskey, I have to start drinking at noon. I'm a dad.
Yeah.
It would come up all the time.
Yeah,
Oh, no. Yeah.
I'm a mom, so I need to pick up my kid while I'm drunk.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't get them to soccer unless I've had 3 whiskeys, at least.
Well, that takes us perfectly to our next question, then, which is, what is your favorite liquor?
Oh, my favorite liquor was gin.
Yeah, that's a good alcoholic. An alcoholic's drink is gin.
I don't know if I've ever willfully drank gin. I've never been like, I would like a whatever Tanqueray or any of them. They all kind of disgust me.
In college, everyone loves to
Yeah.
drink in college. Like everyone likes to get blackout drunk on anything. And there was this Tanqueray that no one wanted in the dorm. We just kept handing it off because it was so gross.
Yeah.
I would have absolutely taken that.
Yeah.
Gin was my favorite. It was like I felt like an old grandma when I was drinking gin.
That is
And
your
that's
vibe.
Sort of my vibe.
Yes.
So yeah, I've had that vibe since I was a toddler.
Me
I've,
too.
Like, always been.
An old grandma
Yeah,
as
I've
well,
always-
I should say. Not even old grandpa.
Yeah.
I think that's why we get along so well. We're a couple of just mean, bitter old ladies at heart.
Yeah. Yeah. We just get together with our brittle bones and we walk around the world complaining about it.
Yes, that is truly who we are on the inside.
You're just, no matter where you're living, the neighborhood's changing and not in the right way.
Yes, and I'm always cold.
Yeah, always cold. Yeah.
All right, Granule.
Yeah.
All right. What is your favorite cigarette brand?
I used to smoke Camel Lights. Those were my favorites. I liked Camel Lights. I know it's not a Marlboro Red, but you know, that was what I started on. I couldn't get rid of it. I loved Camel Lights. They were my shit. They were big in Nova.
Big in what?
In Nova, in Northern Virginia.
Nova. I've never heard
You can't
that.
just say that. You can't just say no.
But I like it.
I know. I just got out of there, so I'm like referring to it in the ways that you do while you're there, and then I
Right.
forgot.
Yeah, you
So
actually.
I apologize.
You said that as though you were a
You
camel.
and the audience. I'm very.
I'm from
You said-
I'm from Eon. Eastern Ontario.
Eastern Ontario.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
You truly, it just sounded so business-like. You sounded like the Camel sales rep. Of like, our numbers in Nova are pretty good. We could do a little better. Things are slipping in SOPA, but Nova, killing it. Rosebud,
it's a good region for us.
favorite way to shred your bod?
Favorite? This is okay. My favorite way to shred my bod is alone in my room doing like prison sit-ups.
Wow.
You know,
Just
Yeah.
fuck you.
that is my favorite way. I haven't been to a gym in years. I do rage push-ups in my room
Yeah.
every day for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Every day you do push-ups, no recovery day?
No, I do,
That's
but I'm
extra
not
points.
doing an hour. I'm doing 20 minutes a day. So I'm not doing like, an hour of push-ups where it's like, oh, I really need to recover. It's like, I didn't try that hard yesterday, so I can do it again today.
Yeah.
Right. You work out like a woman who's going to get revenge on the man who stole her child.
Yes.
Basically. It's just like a movie montage.
Oh,
Yeah. You ever shadow box in front of a mirror?
yeah, absolutely.
Good. That's hardcore. I love that.
I work out like you work out, but I take lots of 3-day breaks in between.
Yeah, I don't do I don't do shadow boxing in a mirror. That's more of like a lesbian. I think that's like I would have had to be a lesbian like for a couple more months in college to be into mirror shadow boxing.
You didn't get that far.
know.
A couple more months.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who would you rather bang? Ronald Reagan in his prime or Richard Nixon in his prime?
I'm going to say Reagan.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I think
I'm going
that's
to say
the answer.
Reagan.
Okay. And by the way, for both of them, their prime
Yeah,
is 71 years old.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, if that's the case, then definitely Reagan. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm still going with Reagan. Who has picked Nixon?
We cater the questions to everyone. You're our first one to get this question.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I wish.
I see where this is going.
No, it's not. It's not going in any direction. I just want. This is strictly about. Look. These are two guys with strong sexual animal magnetism.
For us, yes.
For us,
Yes.
these are two sexy dudes, the type of guys who would ride horses shirtless together in the countryside somewhere. And I just wanted to know who your preference was.
It has nothing to do with
Yeah,
your family
definitely
history
Reagan.
at all.
I wasn't even going to mention that.
Definitely Reagan. He, because Reagan had leftist appeal. He made it in Hollywood first.
That's true.
So
That's true. That's one of the coolest, one of the biggest myths about Hollywood is like everyone's so like left and liberal, and then you like actually talk to these people, and you're like, oh no, you're a fucking monster like everyone else.
Yep.
yeah, I mean, really, money is what makes. I'm still convinced that Hollywood, that LA was hit by COVID so hard because they would not shut down filming. I'm still convinced, and then they blamed it on all these like Latin families that live together, and I'm like, no, you motherfuckers.
Yes.
You wouldn't stop filming because money makes your town what it is, So
It's not, and beyond
anyway.
that, it's also because it's the one like city in the country where all of the most selfish people move to it and live there. It's like not a place for a pandemic because it's just a bunch of narcissistic, self-centered assholes. I was one of them there for 4 years.
I looked at myself in the mirror in Canada and I was like, I gotta get there.
I got to get there. Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. I'm like, I gotta turn this evil into money.
Yeah.
Real quick. I gotta go out there.
Yeah.
And now I'm here in Queens on a podcast. So the money did eventually roll in.
Here it is.
Yeah.
Okay. Rosebud Baker, best vape flavor.
Mango, hands down.
Quick. And you know what?
Don't even have to think about it.
No.
There was a 6-second delay through the Zoom, and that answer came in right immediately.
Yeah.
You were so confident in that you beat the delay.
Yeah, of course. Mango, hands down, every time. Best flavor. It got what is it? It got banned. So that's how you know.
Because it was so good.
Yeah.
Well, it was because children were smoking it, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah. Buying a mango vape seems like it would come with a free scratch off ticket. Like I know you want both of these things. Just take the scratch off ticket. It's on us.
And a little tiny bottle of Fireball.
Yes.
Just a little
Yeah.
guy. Just to get you going. All right. What is your favorite tattoo? And you have to have one, even if you don't have a tattoo.
My latest tattoo is my favorite tattoo. You guys want to see it? I just
Sure.
got it.
Yes, we absolutely.
We're going to
wanna see it.
debut the tattoo.
Oh yeah, big tat debut here on Edgelords.
Exciting.
Okay. Imagine it's in my asshole. Okay.
Yeah.
Here.
Well, oh, look at that one.
Oh, that is actually super cool. What is that? What is that? Like a
Yeah.
rabbit? What is it in the middle there?
It's a little mouse inside of a flower.
Okay, that's cute.
It's cute.
Can you see it?
Yeah.
Super cute.
Before,
Here's the thing.
I thought it was
I got it.
one of those, that lady who paints flowers that are vaginas. I thought it was one of
Georgia
those.
O'Keeffe.
I thought it was a Georgia
I
O'Keeffe
gotta be
vagina.
honest with you. Ever since I've gotten it, every time I look at it, I'm like, this feels like a symbol for a clit, but it's not why I got it.
It's not a tattoo where the symbol is clits are really vermin.
No, just like clits are like cute little mice.
Right.
Because it's a mouse holding a flower inside of a bigger flower.
It's cute.
And I was like,
I see that.
I like
is
it.
a vagina.
I do like. No,
I
no.
see that, but I see clits like everywhere I look. And
do.
I stand in the cereal aisle at the grocery store and I try to explain to the kids like,
yes,
you see,
this is a clit.
This is a clit. They're telling you it's Tony the Tiger, but we all know what this is. And then usually I'm escorted out of the grocery store.
It's a clit.
It's a clitoris. I found it finally.
I can't turn off my alarm clock without getting turned off.
Okay.
Okay.
I love to set the alarm clock. I like to start from 0,
What?
go to 59.
What is Rosebud? What is your favorite theme park to finger a chicken or get fingered in?
Favorite theme park to get fingered in?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Can I ask why this question was picked for me?
We do ask everyone
We
this
actually
question.
ask everyone this one.
Yeah, we do, yeah.
This was not specifically
Yeah,
you.
yeah. And we also we did not change the wording at all. It's finger or get fingered.
Yeah, for everyone gets asked
Yeah.
that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna say if you're gonna get fingered in a theme park, I guess it might as well be Disney World. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it feels like the last one I'd choose, but it's a family. You know, I like to get fingered in a family-friendly way.
Sure.
So,
Yes. Yeah.
Oh yeah, like everyone likes a good wholesome fingering. You know?
Yeah.
Just a nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fingering is very.
Fingering's really a wholesome activity if you think about it.
Well,
it's not.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true. You're kind of stopping short of anything dangerous. It's like, you know, you want to. Fingering is a good like. If you get too crazy, then you end up on Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, you know, and that's just pure sex.
Yeah.
But fingering is a nice midway point.
Fingering is the intermittent fasting of sex. You know what I mean?
It's
You've
also
never taken it too far.
It's also more family oriented because it's something that you would do in outside of your home. When you were doing it outside of your home, you generally lived with your family.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Because now I'm a grown man and I only finger in my bedroom.
That's you
That's
only
the only
when
place.
you get older, you only finger in your own house or someone else's home.
You're right.
I tell you what,
Yeah.
I would not want to finger anybody on the teacups.
Oh no, that's
No.
pure danger. Yeah.
No, you could actually shake a uterus out of position
Yeah.
if you do that the wrong way.
You weren't pregnant, but you did have a miscarriage.
Everything's covered in blood.
Yeah.
We need to get these folks off the cuff.
We need to clean up on teacup 5 right now.
Get these folks off the cups. We got a full cup here.
You ever notice how giant Mickey's fingers are?
Yeah. We got one of these cups turned into one of those Nuva cups.
Andy and I were laughing so hard the other day because we were talking about how if you finger somebody on her period, it looks like an art party in the 80s all of a sudden. It's just-
I don't know whether I'm turned on or this is a data exhibit.
Yeah, the combination of that and then finishing, and you're just like this. You've turned someone into a Jackson Pollock painting, basically.
yeah.
Oh, my IKEA sheets are worth millions.
Okay, shoot. Let's hear the next one.
Oh, yeah. Good point.
Rosebud's taking over.
Move
Yeah.
it along. Yep, that's fair.
Yeah. I do this all the time. I'm so sorry. It's my softball coach energy.
No, but
that,
your timing and instincts on that were impeccable.
You were correct.
You were correct.
It was time to move on
Yeah.
from the fingering at Disney World riff.
We had our first bad review on this podcast the other day, and it was like I tuned in for Shade Torres, and these guys just talked about coming on their shirts. Yuck.
Yeah, we needed you. We truly needed you on that episode to be like, move on, wrap it up from the shirt coming riff.
Yep. It's good to have women around. Honestly,
You need them.
you need them. You really need them.
All right.
yeah.
I think it's your question.
Yeah, we'll
Grant.
let you know. We'll let you know when we're finished.
Yep. Yeah. We tried. Time to move on. Just
Yeah, it didn't happen.
yeah. Favorite Saved by the Bell character.
God, that's tough. I mean, I want to say, why do I keep wanting to call him Shrek?
Is that Screech you're talking about?
Yes, that's what I meant. Screech.
Yeah.
I want to say Screech because he's dead now. But
He really made an impact
honestly,
on you.
he wasn't my favorite. I wanted him to be my favorite. And you know, in adulthood now, I look at Screech and I'm like, he is my favorite. But back then I was like, he's a fucking loser. And nobody wanted to be him, you know?
Uh-huh.
So I'm going to have to say Kelly Kapowski was my favorite when I was a kid. If I'm answering as my child self,
Yes.
Kelly Kapowski.
She's the brunette?
Yeah.
She is the brunette, yes.
That's a babe right there.
That's
Yeah.
a babe. Yeah. No, Kelly Kapowski was a babe. Women definitely, women wanted to be Kelly Kapowski. And men wanted to be probably AC Slater, right? Just pure, nothing but muscle and sex on that guy.
Yeah.
See, I thought everybody wanted to be Zach.
I
thought
liked
all
Zach.
the guys wanted to be Zach.
I mean, Zach was the cool guy, right?
I thought AC
But
Slater was. I remember being a kid and thinking he was a little cheesy.
he was a little cheesy, but she was shredded. He was a man. He was dominant. He was a wrestler. You know, Zach Morris got into like a fight once, and his wrestler girlfriend had to save him. Is that who you wanted to be? A man who needed to be saved by his wrestler girlfriend?
I like the idea he had a girlfriend to save him.
That's
I would just
true.
get beat up.
That's true.
I went back and forth between Zach and AC Slater. I could not make up my goddamn mind as a kid. I was like, which one of these guys is the one that I would go to prom with?
Yeah.
And I just couldn't. I never really reached an answer on that. I really didn't.
Yeah, and backstage, you never had to choose on that show. You could take them both. It was the old AC Slater, Zach Morris spit roast was an option to all takers backstage at the Saved by the Bell
And
set.
to be honest, as a kid, the only one that would ever have asked me is Screech. So that's probably what.
Oh, I wouldn't say that.
Like, no, I would. I was a circle shaped girl. You know, I was like a little butterball turkey. You know.
Yeah. Wait, but did you go to your prom?
I did go to my prom. I did. I went to my prom. Let's see. I went as a sophomore. I went to prom, which was a big.
Ooh, was
a big deal.
Yeah, that's a power move.
It was a power move. I was like, you know what? Things are starting to turn around. I had a rough childhood, but things are looking up. I'm
Wow.
getting asked to prom as a sophomore by a lacrosse guy who has his own car. So I'm getting fingered.
And were you still you weren't as round shaped anymore?
No, I was I sort of
Which
grew
is
into
beautiful.
my body, but I was of course, nobody is fat anymore.
No.
But
I was just
no one's allowed to be fat now.
no.
But I was a little fatty. I was a little fatso. And you know, I wish people had. I think that if there's a time to be fat, it is as a kid, you know, because you don't realize it then, but you look back at pictures and you're like, God, fat kids are the cutest ones.
They're totally
the
the cutest
ones in the room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're growing.
And,
Who cares?
Right. Well, they do, you know, because I remember having a crush on this little guy and he was like, "You're fat." And I poured milk on his head.
That's
And,
awesome.
And then I had to write him an apology.
Oh,
which was
really?
that was the part that sucked. I was like, I mean, this guy, he came over here. I have a crush on him. He came over here. He trolled me. I stood up for myself, and now I got to apologize. So that sucked.
Yeah, no, that's pretty fucked. The school systems in Nova, super sexist. I've heard this. I've read about this.
Yeah.
It's their connection to Camel Lights. That's I think there's something there.
That's what it is.
You want to keep them low income, so they smoke.
So they're smoking. But God bless the honesty of kids who will just who are like, I like you, and another one will be like, you're fat. This isn't happening. You're like, okay, you got to respect it at least.
You do. You got to be like, okay, well, I guess I know where I stand with the guy.
I mean, out of self-respect, I'm going to pour milk on your head here, but I respect what you just did,
Yeah.
So,
like, okay, you don't like me back?
Fine.
Here's 2% fat on you.
This is the worst comeback.
Yeah.
Is it my turn or your turn? I think it's your turn, right?
It's your turn. The answer to that was Screech.
Oh, that's right. Screech R.I.P. Who in his later life would bump legitimate comics from working improvs on weekends.
He also hired prostitutes to peg him and was often late for shows. That's true.
Is that true?
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah, you pegged quite a bit.
So he should have been your choice for prom. You'd have had a great time, Rosebud.
No, I'm really, my mind's opening up now.
Look, do whatever your sexual
I knew
thing
people
is,
that would
but
open for him and be like, they'd like hang out in his hotel room and he'd be like high on blow and just really partying and I've dabbled here and there, of course, but it's kind of sad. There's like a sad way to party, and you're just alone in a hotel room, busting rails and ordering hookers is not my idea, of a happy time. And then he's got all sorts of tools they have to put on and administer to him.
Well, agree to disagree.
Right.
That sounds like
you have to bring a medical bag to work as a prostitute.
He's got one of those pool cube bags, and it's just a big strap on.
Yeah, but what screws
together.
Yeah,
what a great story from the other side. Like, how was how was work today, Julie? Like, oh, it was good. I fucked Screech in the ass. That's a hell of that was someone's work day.
After he bombed at the Times Square Art Center.
Oh God, I remember that place.
The place was very sad.
Okay, here we go.
Actually, the only place that's sadder than a hotel room where you're fucking a prostitute.
Yeah. Yeah.
Rosebud, favorite all-time babe or bro?
Favorite all-time bro?
Yeah.
I don't even know what that question
like a
means.
male
Does
babe.
that mean like just
if it's favorite all-time babe, but you can go female or male here, whatever option you choose.
A fox.
A fox, yeah.
God, I'm torn between Brad Pitt and Idris Elba.
Both very, very sexy choices there. Hard to, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that one image of Brad Pitt on a rooftop in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood or whatever the fuck that movie was.
Yeah.
That was worth the rest of that trash movie. I mean, it wasn't entirely a trash movie, but there was a lot. I was kind of like, come on, Tarantino, So I would say he made it worth it.
It made a lot of women's mouses excited.
Oh, it sure did. Yeah,
Yeah.
little.
Oh yeah.
So you're like an older Brad Pitt. Even we're not even talking like a Tyler Durden in his prime. Like he's got a little more meat. He's still in great shape, but he's a little meatier, a little beefier now.
Yeah, I kind of like him now. I mean, he's aged in this way that isn't sad and hasn't. He doesn't. He somehow avoided the fate of so many men in Hollywood where their heads just get larger for some reason.
Yeah, well, it's called HGH, human growth hormone, that a lot of older men take because you do have more vitality. It is like a fountain of youth drug, but the side effect is you lose your hair and you have a giant head.
But I feel like that is something that just happens to men, and like my dad looks like a fucking hamburger.
That's true.
Now.
That's true. My dad can't. He can't wear baseball hats. There is no baseball hat where the strap mechanism is built for his head.
It's just, no matter how all the snaps undone,
they just dangle in the back.
That's so sad. Yeah, that is sad.
His melon is too big.
Okay, well, you should try to do what
It
help
looks
Brad
like when
Pitt's
somebody's
doing.
wearing a jacket, and the vent in the back is just always open
Yeah. Just their ass.
because your butt's too big.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
Yeah, we need this vent.
you're right. It's doing a lot of work.
This
It's
vent
doing a
is
lot of work
heavy
right
lifting.
now.
Yeah. Who would you rather fight, Kathy Griffin, or Anderson Cooper? Who'd you rather fight?
I'm going to say Kathy because I feel like there's no rules with her. I feel like Anderson, you'd get in the ring with him and he'd be like, okay, well, here's some ground rules. We only fight with gloves on.
Yeah.
You don't mess up my jacket. I feel like with Kathy, there's no rules. You can pull hair, you can scratch an eye out.
So it'd be more fun. It'd be more fun.
You can really get in there.
Yeah, this is what you've been training for, alone in your room
Yeah.
doing sit-ups.
Yeah.
This is your chance
exactly. I want to fight Kathy Griffin. And let me tell you something. If Kathy Griffin, by any chance, is listening to this
She's a big fan of the pod. Yeah.
Kathy, I'm going to look. Yeah, I'm going to fight you. If I see you, it's on sight. So
if you, because look, there is going to be a point where you and Kathy Griffin are in the same room. And it would be so amazing if you followed through on this. If you just walked up to her and just decked her with a right and be like, I'm sorry, I was on a podcast. Actually, I think you do a lot of great work. I'm a big fan, but I promised this.
Yeah, but listen, this is a promise that I made to about 120 people one day.
On a good day.
And
Yeah.
and I don't want to let those people down.
Yeah,
It's International Women's Month.
it sure is. And so no better month to fight Kathy Griffin. All right.
Absolutely.
And final question of the Edgy Lightning Round before we bestow between 1 and 5 kettlebells upon you for edginess is your favorite euphemism for sex.
Oh, shit. I don't know if I have one. I have sex like a business person. Like I'm like, are we going to have sex right now? Like I make a deal and there's no subtlety. There's no let's be cutesy about this. I'm like, let's fuck.
Yes.
So that's essentially, I don't have one. I talk when I'm ready, it's let's go, let's do it. I mean, and that's even as a single woman, it's like, if there was a flirtation happening, I'm incapable of subtlety. I've actually been told by a man that I'm ruining it by calling them on what's happening, where they're like, can you just let it happen sort of in a way where I feel like I'm chasing you. And I'm like, no, I want to know what's happening.
You're ruining it. I'm being sexy right now.
I'm a delicate flower.
I've literally been told.
I'm doing all of my moves.
I've literally been told that. Yes, where they wanted to do their moves and I was like ruining it because I was like, okay, really? Are you being seductive right now? I ruined it.
Well, you can definitely, there's a type of guy who would love to be shamed like that the whole time they're trying to please you.
Yeah, I married him.
You're like, this works.
Yeah,
Are we having
Andy
sex
was like,
right now?
I wanna
He's
be
like,
domed.
yes, we are having sex right now. My pants are off. I'm taking off my pants.
The first time I slept with Andy, he came over and we were like, it was like we had walked from the cellar up to my place and we were going into my apartment and I was like, okay, we're not having sex. And it was like before I even opened the door to my apartment because I needed to know. I can't stand any sort of what is it called when you're watching a movie and you're like, I can't stand
the tension,
suspense. The suspense. I don't do suspense. It's like I get too freaked out by it. So I'm like, what's happening? And I have to make a deal with myself or with the other person before they even enter my apartment.
Yeah, no suspense. So you're just like, are we fucking? Yes or no? Is this going to happen?
Yeah.
And the person's like, I'm just here to take your drink
here.
order.
Exactly.
Okay, well, I think, hold on, Graham and I need to now discuss
Anyway,
how you did on
we
that.
did end up talking night. So
yeah, well, he persevered.
He sure did.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's what we're dealing with. I think we're dealing with a grandma at heart, which you know I love.
Yeah.
His favorite drug, alcohol. Had just 6 years of blackout teenage to early 20s.
She had crippling alcoholism, which is good.
Yes, which is good for edginess. Shreds her bod like a prison inmate.
Yes,
alone in her room, training for some type of fight that's never going to happen.
Like a feminist in a movie getting ready for something.
And then in between sit-ups, she's taking a pull off of a mango vape.
Well, that's pretty
Which
good.
is a power move.
Yeah.
Power move.
No recovery days. I found that intimidating.
No days off.
Yeah.
Giant vagina tattoo on the arm.
Yeah, wow, that was good. Yeah.
For me, I'm saying
Mouse clitoris.
Oh, mouse clit right on that arm.
That'll push you over the edge.
That sure will. So what's your tabulation here? Graham's got to crunch the numbers. Yeah. There's so many calculations to be made.
Yeah, obviously there's a lot of numbers going in here.
We got 5 kettlebells.
5 kettlebells. That's what I was going to say as well.
Yeah.
Full 5.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Full 5 for Rosebud Baker.
I'm going to do extra push-ups today for you guys.
That's a 5 kettlebell right there. Yeah, you should be very proud. We're going to review everything, all of your answers, and we're going to become edgier because of it and therefore more successful.
That's
and we
right.
really appreciate that. We appreciate you coming here.
Absolutely.
And you've also proved
Thank you.
edgy enough to share some scalding hot takes with us as well.
Yeah.
So,
Scalding hot takes. Burn me, Daddy.
Yep.
Who's saying that? I need to know who recorded that. Was that Graham?
Yeah,
that's Graham. That's Graham doing.
That's definitely your voice. Yeah, for sure.
Well, who's to say? Probably some cool guy. That's all.
That's all we know. We don't want to divulge too many secrets.
Yep.
All right. So, Rosebud, feel free to add to these. Jump in. So, a new article said that sex robots will be capable of murder in the future. And my scalding hot take is they better be if they're going to get me off.
Yeah. You're a tough nut to crack. You always have been.
I sure am.
Yep.
If that sex robot can't kill me. I also think, continuing on this scalding hot take, that people are acting like sex robots is this new thing, but women have had sex robots going on since when did vibrators come out? The 60s, the 70s? How long have vibrators been around?
Yeah. I mean, they've been around for forever. I think people...
As long as I've been using
long
them.
before the 60s and 70s. I mean, I don't think they had batteries before, but people were using all kinds of things. Cucumbers.
They were wind up. They were wind up. You have to wind them.
There's got to be some type of motor, or it's not a robot.
Yeah.
If you're just jamming a cucumber in your pussy, that's not a robot.
The old cucumber pussy, not a robot.
Okay. If we're talking just machines, then yeah, probably 60s, 70s. That's what I would guess.
God bless whoever came up with that idea. Who was like, you know what? I bet we could throw a motor in a dick.
Yeah.
I'm imagining that was a woman that came up with that.
Yes,
I would think so.
Yes.
Yeah.
It would be quite the man if he was. He was like, it's fine.
Yes. Well, there's a lot of different types of men. It wasn't necessarily, we don't know who invented it, but whoever did a good thing for the world,
I really like that, you can take the game Fuck, Marry, Kill to another level when you're playing with a sex robot that's capable of murder.
Yeah,
that's true. That is true.
You can really actually play. It's not a hypothetical anymore.
And I also think, I don't know whether you believe in God or not, but if there is a God, scalding hot take, it is a man, because if there was a God that was a woman, dicks would look the way vibrators look. They would have that little thing on there that's designed specifically to do this thing. They would spin and twist.
Yeah.
It's just this useless thing of flesh that needs to really, something has to happen for it to work. And if it doesn't, you could be, it's a mess down there.
Yes. You have to lie to yourself so much to be confident.
That's true.
Make it
and then you
work.
got Rosebud being like, this isn't working.
This isn't good.
You are bad at this.
Just because I'm covered in genital warts.
It's just me going, how much longer before you're hard? Just have a stopwatch going, I have 20 minutes to spare today, so you're going to have to.
I don't know, but you looking at your watch is not helping. It's not at all helping.
Yeah. Weird that you have a timer saved specifically for this.
Yeah, no, there's a setting on my alarm clock actually specifically for fucking.
My scalding hot take is I always thought that I would be more interesting if I was bisexual.
Mm-hmm.
But then I realized as I got older, not everyone is David Bowie. You know?
Yes.
I think I would just be lonely in two ways.
I think that's a great scalding hot take. I think that works for you specifically.
Thank you.
You would just be sadder.
I've seen you in a cutoff tank, and I just want to say that everything you just said is correct.
I don't know exactly how to take that.
Do you have a cutoff tank?
Yeah, I look good.
It's pretty edgy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I look good.
Oh, now I see it. Good point.
Yeah. I thought my scalding hot take was just the fuck, marry, kill thing. Did that do it? Was that good enough?
That was scalding hot. Yeah.
If you like, your scalding hot take is you want to have sex with a robot, then strangle it to death. I think that's pretty scalding hot.
You know what I want to say is that on this side of the podcast, everything that I say is followed by a good 2 to 3 hard seconds of silence, and which is why I asked if there's a delay on my side, because I've felt this whole time like I'm bombing horribly.
I felt the same way that you were bombing, but and I was wondering, I was wondering why. No, I think I've been laughing pretty hard. I think there is a delay.
There is a bit of a delay.
There's a delay going toward. I've been feeling that I've been bombing a bit, and I think it's a delay.
Yeah, I want the audience to know that as the first woman on this podcast, that I apologize for the delay, and that if I was there in person, I would be making everyone proud. But it's just impossible.
Well,
I think you've been extremely funny. I've LOL'd several times. This is the classic problem with women: not enough confidence.
But this is, look, Graham and I.
I'm kidding.
We discussed.
I actually can't come without Andy saying those exact words. So
that was not a charity laugh.
Yeah.
That was a real one.
Because we're edgelords, because we're edgelords, we discussed before you came on that we have to absolutely stonewall Rosebud. We need to propagate the myth that women aren't funny and can't be funny. So we're just doing our part for the team men to keep this alive.
Yeah. Or we could just spin it and say that that's my scalding hot take, is that as a woman, I don't think I'm funny.
Oh, that would be scalding hot. That would be a boiling hot take. Lava take. But you know damn well, Rosebud, and we all know that you are very funny.
Very funny.
It is just I don't want it to be true. I
don't like
hate
it
that
either.
It's true.
Yes.
It pisses. I stay up late at night. Fuming with anger.
You're always boiling.
Yes.
You're always stewing in your room about how funny women are.
I look up. It's the middle of the night, and I look over.
Fists clenched.
Yeah.
I look over at my wife, who's also a comedian. I'm so fucking mad at her.
She wakes up and you're
How dare you? Don't you ever make me laugh like that.
Smart, original takes.
It's the same anger.
Well-worded, constructed jokes.
The same anger that I feel when I see Brad Pitt on the roof and whatever the fuck that movie's called. Don't make me feel this way.
And you put on the same outfit.
Yeah.
You walk around your apartment with a little tool belt and an open Hawaiian shirt. Oh,
it doesn't look the same on me.
My other. Do you have a scalding hot take?
You do another one, I'll do one. Yeah.
My other scalding hot take is they're giving out the vaccine right now, and they're having a lot of trouble getting people of color to take it. BIPOCs, I call them, and there's been a lot of people are going like, oh, why won't they take it? They're crazy, whatever, blah blah blah. And my scalding hot take is maybe the reason why they're not so pumped about taking a government distributed vaccine is because in the 1960s, the CIA gave white people acid, and at the same time, they gave black people syphilis.
Yep. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Seems unfair.
It's unfair. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I look, I agree with that take. But I would say I think they could do some, marketing to kind of erase some of the negative history of the country and make people trust the vaccine more.
It's not syphilis.
Yes, it's not syphilis. The vaccine, it's not syphilis.
Yeah, it's not syphilis this time, guys.
We promise.
It's just a simple rebrand. Yeah. That's all they need to do. It's a simple rebrand. I have a scalding hot take.
Yes.
I think. Okay. I have friends that have gotten into therapy over the pandemic, and I realized that I liked them more when they were fucked up. They are not as fun to talk to anymore.
Yeah, they're all measured.
They suck now. They're like, it's like, just like I heard somebody who was like, I'm just realizing how ashamed I am of my real feelings. And I was like, you should act like it.
There's a reason you're feeling that shame. It's coming from something.
Yeah. It's because I'm trying to have a simple conversation with you where we gossip and talk shit about people. And here we are discussing your feelings.
Yeah.
So,
and you've ruined fun for me.
Yes.
Yeah.
You've ruined fun. Yeah. And I feel like everybody that does this, that gets into this, like, they start working on themselves and they talk about how self-love is such hard work. And I'm like, I don't know if you ever really tried hating yourself.
Yeah.
That's the way to go. I mean,
it's exhausting.
I've been in therapy for a few years, and I would like to say it's done nothing for me. I'm still pure garbage and proud of that, I think.
As someone who's known you for years, I can say that's true.
Yes.
It's been a complete waste of your time.
Yeah. Well, because I think I go in there with a mentality of like, I'm fighting this guy. I'm not like, finally, this guy can help. I go in there like, here we go, motherfucker. Another session. Let's see who wins this time.
Like it's a deposition.
Exactly.
I just think it's so funny that comedians are all in therapy and they love it so much, and it's like it just so happens you're a group of people who love to talk about yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
What a coincidence
that
you enjoy going to a place and talking about yourself.
Yeah. And I
don't like that it's gotten cool, because the fact is I had to go to therapy. The first therapist I ever saw, I was 8 years old. My therapist, I was shoved into therapy when people were still ashamed of it.
Right. And really shoved, because they had to get your fat child body through the door.
They couldn't fit me. They actually couldn't fit me through the door.
Get the Rosie shoehorn from the car. Got to get her in a door again.
So I want to go back to the time when people were embarrassed of therapy, because I was always embarrassed of it, and I still had to go. And it's unfair. It's cool now. Everybody's like proud of it. I was sitting in therapy as an 8-year-old because people were shoving wrappers at my face and going, here, smell it, fatty.
Yeah, you're like a therapy hipster kind of like, I was in therapy 20 years ago before it was cool. Now everyone's into therapy. Fuck them. I'm a true therapy fan.
Yeah.
You need to go to a Black or Hispanic neighborhood.
Yeah.
You need to move there.
That's your therapy?
No. They are not into therapy. You talk about therapy, they'll be like, "Shut up, crazy lady," and it's still a shameful thing. So it'll be good for you.
Yeah, if I move to the Bronx, I feel like I can get back to that. But I'm gonna do that. I'll just do that.
All right, I've got one more scalding hot take.
Okay,
I should have a few more, but I'm gonna do one more. And that's that there's a game show on True TV where if you do good, they pay off your student loan debt for the prize.
Wow.
So I think that really takes away True TV's excuse for passing on my pitch. So you think you can dance well enough to get me to pay for your chemotherapy. I think...
I'm so tired from the chemo, please.
I just think it would be a great show. There's no reason they passed on it. I don't know.
Finish the Macarena. I'm scanned. My wig fell off.
My wig fell off.
That is so fucking funny. Oh my God.
That's a bit.
Maybe it will be. Yeah.
That's a bit.
Well,
God, I love a chemo joke. I really do.
Who doesn't? Do you have any more hot takes at all, Graham?
No good ones.
Okay.
Just that I'm pissed off that everyone in New York's like, oh, I live, it's so much cheaper now because of the pandemic. What a time to rent. And then I've been looking at apartments, and I've seen apartments that I genuinely can't afford that had showers in the kitchen and didn't have sinks in the bathroom. And one of them had a toilet sink where you flushed and water came out a spout at the top of the toilet. and I was like, how much is it? And they're like, $2,000. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, I guess I can afford an outhouse, a place with an outhouse. I mean,
Yeah.
anyway.
Scalding hot take, bring outhouses back.
The rent is too damn high is my scalding hot take.
That is scalding hot.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, I've never heard anything
No one's
so
complained about
scalding.
that.
No one has
Not in
complained
my
about.
life.
Yeah.
I got a scalding hot take for I was reading about these concentration camps that are being run out of China.
Uh-huh.
And it's horrible shit is happening over there. Have you guys read anything about this?
Yeah,
The Uyghurs.
The Uyghurs, yeah. Yeah, Graham's a big fan of the
Yeah, I was-
concentration camps. We know all about them.
They just got to change those people.
For sure. Listen, it's tragic and it's horrible. But I feel like nobody's looking at the bright side, which is that it's not white people this time. We're not doing it.
That's right.
Hey,
That is
that's
great.
true. Progress for white people.
That makes me feel better.
That is nice.
Woo!
Yeah. Yeah.
That is a big win. That's a big win for Team White. We're not behind the worst thing happening in the world right now for maybe the first time.
It's one of the few bright spots of the ascension of China.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. There's someone else doing evil shit.
They're going to do a lot of bad stuff.
Yeah, that's great. We get to kind of be like, we get
Yeah.
to point the finger at them now and be like, oh, these Chinese people, you know what they're
Yeah.
up to.
Where did they get an idea like this?
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Yeah, we just whitewash our entire history. Yeah, that's amazing. Okay, Rosebud, before we end this, do you have any advice for Graham and I to become more edgy? Any edgy advice for us?
Yeah, I feel like you guys could probably put on some, you could accessorize a little more, Nothing says edgy like a wallet chain.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Like a fedora.
Cool, yeah.
You probably just look through Justin Thoreau's Pinterest, and I feel like you'll find some gems on there.
Right.
You could add to your wardrobe.
Yeah. Bracelets.
Absolutely.
Bracelets are pretty.
The first time that advice to be more edgy has led us to Justin Thoreau's Pinterest.
That's why you need women on the podcast.
That's true.
You need different perspectives.
Listen, the first thing I look at when I'm looking for edge is how many male accessories the guy's wearing.
Yeah, big leather wrist strap, chain
The
wallet.
wrist
I get
strap.
it. Yeah,
You're edgy. It is true. If you have a leather wrist strap,
you're edgy. Yeah.
you fuck so much.
Yeah, you wear a bandana as a bracelet, and I'm immediately like, that guy is an independent thinker.
Yeah. That's when you're letting everyone know that I play in a metal band, but tonight it's an acoustic set.
Yeah.
But don't forget.
And I have to go up first because I have to get home to my wife.
Who I hate.
Yeah. She gets angry if I'm out past 9.
Right.
Okay, Rosebud, before we let you go, anything you want to plug?
Oh yeah. I am recording my album. I don't know when this is coming out, but
Tomorrow.
When is it coming out?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Great. I'm recording my album at Zany's Nashville on March 14th, and
Hell
you
yeah.
can find the dates for that on my website. I'm also going to be in Alabama on the 11th, 12th, and 13th, sort of leading up to that at Stand Up Live Huntsville. So, and listen to my podcast as well. Find Your Beach on iTunes, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts.
Rosebud is a fantastic comic. Is this going to be your debut album? Is this your first album?
It is my first album, and I'm super excited to do it and also really nervous. But I'm going to be recording it, filming it, putting it out as a special.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm so excited to
That's
see
exciting.
that. And I know some people down in Nashville, so I will try to send people out for that for sure.
Great. Awesome. Yeah. You can get tickets on my website also, rosebudbaker.com.
That's so exciting.
Awesome.
Congrats.
Rosebudbaker.com. Thank you so much, Rosebud. This was awesome.
Thank you guys. This was really fun. I appreciate it.
All right, everybody, that is our show. Thank you for listening and tuning in. Thank you to Rosebud Baker for being here. If you live in Nashville area, go check her out for her album taping. Be sure to follow Graham and I on social media. You can get us on Twitter or Instagram. And please, 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 if you like the podcast, tell someone about it. Rate, review, give us 5 stars, put in a review that says it helped women respect my power. And most importantly, fuck you.